going on, everyone? This is Marco once again. Sorry I have not been making any more videos lately about my current process in the flight training. It has been a while since my last video, and I have had a few questions about it and comments about if I'm still doing it. I am still in the process through my flight school. However, I'm still not enrolled at ATP yet. As you guys are aware, if you guys have been following my other videos, I had just gotten back from the military. I was gone to Alabama for about 3 weeks. And before I left to Alabama and now coming back, all I had been doing was pretty much studying for my ground schooling. Not much for my flights. As you guys, if you guys are aware, for flight school, you will have to go through ground schooling and then also through flight school. And ground schooling is pretty much where you're learning the basics of what license you're going to get. As for me, I am going through my private pilot. That's my first one, and you will be taking more than one ground schooling and one FAA exam if you will be getting more than one license. So as of right now, I have been studying for my private pilot FAA exam. I am currently scheduled for it, and I am currently on my way to see how that goes. And if you're not aware on how this process works, is you will go through ground schooling. You will then be able to schedule yourself a FAA exam for the license that you're trying to go for. As for me, it will be the private pilot for right now. The next one would obviously be the instrument rating for me. And once you go, you'll take your exam. You will get a pass or fail. And if you fail, obviously you have to retake it. If you pass, you get to continue in the process, and especially through your flight schooling. Once you go through flight schooling, you will have a certain amount of hours of flying that you will have to meet. Once you meet those qualifications, you will then be able to have your check ride for being able to get approved for your license, whichever one you are going for. As mentioned, mine will be the private pilot. So for me, I will have to go through ground schooling like I have been doing. I will then be scheduled for my FAA exam, which I am currently on my way. I am currently getting ready for. And after this is complete, I will then do my flight hours. And then after completing my flight hours, I will then be able to do my check ride with somebody that is certified as an instructor. And they will be able to pretty much go through an oral exam for me, and then after that will be behind the wheel in a sense of flying, and then they also give me a pass or no go. And if I get a pass, obviously I will have my private pilot license from then on, and if I don't get a pass, I will have to retake the check ride. So that's the way the process works. But as of right now, I am currently on my way to go take my FAA exam, and but yeah, other than that, guys, I have been enjoying my experience. It is a lot to learn, especially for the FAA ground schooling, especially if you have no knowledge or experience in it, or you really don't have any family or friends in it, and this is your first time doing it. If you like more, more videos on the ground schooling and then flight schooling, put your comment down below. I'll make more videos on that as well. But other than that, guys, I will get you guys later, see how everything goes as I drive to the ATP area to go take my FAA exam for my private pilot, and hopefully everything works out well and I do pass my ground schooling. So I'll catch you guys in a little bit. What's going on, guys? And yeah, I just got done with my private pilot license FAA knowledge exam.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This was a lot more challenging and difficult than I expected, especially from my ground schooling. Uh, it was somewhat difficult because it's stuff that I didn't really study for, or there wasn't really on my ground schooling stuff materials or the practical exams. But it was different. That's why. So, uh, I was still fortunate though. I did pass, but it's not with the score that I wanted. I got an 80%. Um, Definitely not what I wanted. I was hoping for at least 90, if not at least in the high 80s. But I only got 80%. So it is a pass. I got my go right here. So that's a good thing. Uh, when I showed up, I was there. I was able to get my endorsement from the person who's going to endorse me. Like I said, they'll endorse you if you didn't go through some type of college or anything like that. It just says, that you've taken. Let me see what this says. It just says on this date, they certify myself, Marco Salinas, has completed a home study course as required by the FAA, and they find this applicant prepared for the private pilot airplane knowledge test. Then they put who's endorsing you, their name with their CFI number, and then the expiration date, and then obviously they sign it. So after that, you log in. For me, I was able to go there, log in. The proctor there pretty much was able to log me into assigning me my pilot airplane. What do they call it? It's when you put your air knowledge test report, you will fall under the private pilot airplane, also known as PAR, PAR, and then they assign you your little scheduling tab. They'll give you a code for you, an access code for you to be able to log in. So they'll then escort you to in a little like a room, depending on where you're at. Like for mine was the ATP over here in San Diego. I went to a room where there's, I believe it was 3 or 4 computers, and I went there, put in my access code, and then started my login there. Um, for me, I had to pay. You had to pay $175 for the exam, so that's what I had to pay to be able to take the exam. That's also another good thing that it's a bittersweet thing that I did pass still. Like I said, it's not what I wanted. I still wanted either high 80s, at least at the minimum, to at least all the way to the 90s. But 80% is doable, I guess. Um, because the best thing is I don't have to, one, I don't have to take it again, and two, I don't have to repay the $175 or whatever fees I'm gonna have to pay later on. It may increase or it may decrease. Um, I was told to take certain things, however, I didn't have to utilize them. I was told to take uh, my medical exam, my medical certificate for certification to verify, my address and my name. I was told to take possibly a pen and pencil, and I was told to take a calculator. However, I didn't have to utilize any of it. The only thing I had to utilize was my E6B uh, computer. That was also another thing for the whole thing because they provided me with one of the knowledge books, pretty much giving you like the figures and stuff like that for what you need to take and for certain questions. That way you could look up certain things on the charts or maps. Another thing, if you weren't aware, a lot of people say that you had to use this for your E6B, such as your wind calculations, your how fast you're going, and stuff like that. Uh, I did not have to utilize it whatsoever. I utilized this thing more as what's it called, as a ruler more than anything. I didn't get a single question from, or at least from myself. I can't explain for future people, but I didn't have to utilize it at all. Everything I was able to utilize my scratch piece of paper or a calculator, but that was pretty much it. But other than that, like I said, guys, that's why it was kind of challenging and in a way because it was different. It was I was studying the way I was told to do it from the ground school, and when I took this test, literally out of the 65 questions that I got, about maybe 10 of them were pretty familiar, similar to what I was studying. Everything else was pretty much out of the blue. So luckily, a lot of it had to deal with, I guess, in a sense, common sense. So that kind of, I believe, that kind of helped. And it does. Your passing does, even though if you pass or fail, it will tell you what you need, to work on. It'll give you the codes of, the incorrect responses that you provided. So I'm going to be trying to look that up so I could learn it and go from there. I For me, if you guys are asking which ground school thing I took, I was learning and practicing through the King's flight school or the ground schooling. I looked through every single video, took so many notes. I took notes twice because I went through the videos twice. So the first time I went through it, every single video, and took notes on it. Kept studying off of that. Went to my military stuff, came back, started retraining again and studying it. Went through every single video once again, took notes all over again on everything that I had to, learn all over again because a majority of it is still, fresh in my memory. However, obviously I had certain things that, I had to kind of refresh and memorize again. And did the same thing, took notes all over again, especially the ones that I was kind of lagging on. Kept studying 24/7 on those. Kept taking exams on their practice exams and on their website. The lowest one when I first started was about 84%. After that, all my other ones were over 93%. So I was averaging over 93%, about 95% to be exact. I was averaging. So I want to say, because they offer 3 exams and then the other one is a random one. And I took the 3 exams, each one 3 times. So that's a total of 9 exams I took right there. On the random one, I took it 4 times. The best thing about the random one, it pretty much changes the questions. The first 3 exams do not. They're pretty much the same. You just have to, if you want, you could memorize them. I tried not to because I want to be proficient and know what I'm learning and studying. So I took the random one 4 times, and even with that one, I was averaging over 93%. And I was, excited. I was pumped. I was like, I got this in the bag for sure, over 90%. Let alone, I have no knowledge or experience in any type of flight school or anything like that. The only thing I have so far is that so-called 1 hour of admission flight that you guys saw in my previous video, and then the knowledge that I'm getting from the ground schooling. So, it is pretty good that I did pass on my first time. So it is pretty good. But it is different. Contact the proctor that you want. Let them know, ask them what you want, what they want you to bring. For me, obviously, all I had to do was bring my E6B. And like I said, I didn't have to utilize it for my exam, and that was the private pilot one. I will now be studying more on what I got wrong. Plus, I will be starting now my instrument rating exam for my knowledge exam test on that one. I will probably be looking into a different one, different ground schooling for that. I contacted the person that endorsed me. The proctor as well. I asked him what he recommended, and then I asked the person that endorsed me, because she had initially gave me King's ground schooling, and now they both said that they recommend Shepherd. So I'm probably going to go that route for the instrument rating. If you have a different method or anything like that, please let me know. Drop your comment down below. But as of right now, that's what I'm doing. Sorry to kind of keep you guys out of the loop for a while for my flight process. But obviously, like I said, I have been busy, especially with the military process. being commissioned as a officer, as a lieutenant in the Army National Guard. But I do look forward to being able to make more videos for you guys as my time progresses, especially in flight school. Like I said, right now I'm just doing ground schooling before I started getting behind the wheel of an aircraft. That way, you know, what I've been told and what I've been hearing when I'm studying on YouTube is it's better to, especially if you're going to, if you're enrolling into ATP, make sure you're getting your ground schooling and as many knowledge exams out of the way as possible. That way, when you enroll into ATP, you're just on the move. You're just focused on what they want you to do while you're there. This is one less thing that you have to worry about. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please drop your comment down below. I'd like to hear from you guys. If you have any other questions or anything in the process that I can give you, like I said, I can't really go further into details of the exam because obviously certain confidentiality, but I can't tell you, for me, I did not use the E6B computer whatsoever. I used it more as a ruler. I just used my scratches piece of paper and my calculator that they provided me. I wasn't able to take my own calculator that I had taken. I wasn't able to utilize my own pencil. Every test site might be different, so just like I said, make sure you run that through your proctor. Mine was also held on the computer. It was all multiple guess, and yeah, mine had 65 questions. I don't recall the time limit, so I can't really give you the exact time limit. But other than that, guys, I wish you guys the best of luck. I hope whoever's watching these videos is enjoying my process, and hopefully it's helping you guys out. And if you guys can, feel free to drop any comments for anyone that has, you know, actual knowledge and more experience than I do. That way you can help not only myself, but anyone that's viewing these videos. Because like I said, there's not that many videos, especially for the private industry, pilot industry, excuse me. But other than that, guys, I wish you guys the best of luck.